5th of May,
5th of May
1971.
1971, you defended your PhD.
Yes.
It
just happens to be
the
Dutch.
Dutch way.
It just happens to be Dutch Liberation Day
Right.
from the Germans.
Oh, wow.
So it's a bit symbolic.
What a memorable.
Yes, yes.
What was your topic again?
The Middle Javanese Panji story, Wang Bang Widea.
Yeah. And why did you choose that one?
A bit romantic.
Oh, again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Often happens.
That's good enough reason.
I looked at the summary of the story in the manuscript catalogues.
Right.
The number of manuscripts was sufficient to make a reliable text edition.
Yeah.
Lots of interesting things in the story,
Yes.
and I thought I could manage it, not too long. I said, I'm doing this in 2 years.
Yeah. So what is the central argument or the core of your thesis?
It's a critical text edition based on a number of manuscripts held in the Clayton University Library,
Okay.
an English translation, and an introduction which explains the significance of the story, and critical comments.
Right.
All had to be printed in those days, so it was published
Yeah.
in the new series for the KTLV called Bibliotheca Indonesica.
Right. So the contributions to the discipline is because there wasn't enough explorations of that.
Well, the field would be called technically philology.
Philology.
Yes.
Yeah.
Closely related to linguistics
Yeah.
and literary studies
Yes.
on both
That's
sides.
beautiful, about literary and linguistics, and we need to do a lot more of that. I think now it's back again because you cannot separate. I think those combinations probably one of the most beautiful. It has everything in there. Right?
You have to know the language very well,
Yes.
and you need to have the ability to reproduce that in decent English
Yes.
that will interest people.
Yeah.
So explain the contents, the meaning of the text as best you can.
So you need a number of different set of skills and knowledge and language, linguistics, and so. Oh, right. Okay. Right.
So
did you enjoy doing your PhD?
yes, I had to sit in the Senate room
Yeah.
behind the green table.
Right. And the process of research, collecting data, no problem because
Well,
they've got everything in
I
there.
had to work in the morning to earn some money, doing English correction and proofreading and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then immediately after a sandwich for lunch, I'd
Right.
run down to the university library and sit up there reading the palm leaf manuscripts.
Oh, wow. Because that's a text that you use for your
Yes,
PhD.
yes.
All of them are in the palm leaf.
All of them,
All of them.
nearly all of them.
Yeah.
Some are in Fernanduk's handwriting,
Yeah.
the others are
Yeah.
in Balinese script on palm leaf.
Yes. Yeah. Stunning. Beautiful. Okay.
And so I practiced reading that stuff. I remember one manuscript was so dirty that I could scarcely read it.
Because it's not looked after or old.
It was just old, yeah. So the lady in charge there, Mevrouw Andriessen, said, I'll show you how to take care of this.
Oh.
She brought a little bowl of water
Okay.
and cotton wads.
All
Said,
right.
look, like this.
Oh.
Wipe it clean.
Okay.
And then the letters come up very clear.
This is the librarian.
Yes.
Oh. So it worked. Okay.
It worked, absolutely.
Right. So it's a rare collection, right?
It's a huge collection.
Huge collections. How did it get there?
Many different sources.
Colonization?
Scholars who had their collection of manuscripts
They brought them
donated
from-
them to the university library because they didn't want them to get lost.
Yeah, but how did they get the? How did they get the text from the beginning? They're from.
Well,
They purchased them.
a large proportion of these are the Van der Tuuk collection.
Okay.
H.N. Van der Tuuk was a famous linguist who lived in North Bali in the late 19th century, and he used these manuscripts to collect texts
Okay.
to put in his dictionary.
Right.
He was
From the
asked to
local.
build a big Kawi, that's Old Javanese, Dutch, Balinese Dutch dictionary, 4 volumes.
Yeah. But Hunter Thomas, not Thomas.
Tom Hunter, yes.
Yeah. Isn't that one of his research interests as well? Bali, Kawi, Sanskrit? No.
Oh yes, it is definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So he's one of your circles, if you like. Okay. So Van der
Tuuk.
Yeah. So he was the kind of the big collector of.
Yes. So when he died,
Yeah.
he had a large collection of manuscripts, which were taken to Batavia,
Right.
to the Batavia's Genootschap Learned Society there. And after that, I think they were transferred to the Leiden University Library.
Right.
That's how they got preserved.
Okay.
And if you look at the catalogues of the Leiden collection, you'll see that clearly marked as to who deposited the things there.
Okay.
So
it's
this had
written there.
a lucky result, actually, because in this way, those manuscripts were preserved,
Yeah.
very carefully put
Looked
away
after.
in boxes in the university library.
Mm-hmm.
No one pinches them,
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but if they'd been left lying around in Indonesia,
Probably
sorry,
destroyed completely.
they would have turned to dust.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you use that's your main data.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
All right. So in terms of quantity, can you roughly say how many data that you use for your PhD? How many stories?
manuscripts?
How many manuscripts?
Oh, it's the top
Do
of
you
my head.
remember?
Many years ago. For that work, the Bang Bang Widea,
Yeah.
version 1, I think there were about 10,
About 10 manuscripts. Yeah. Right.
just off the top of my head.
What's the most challenging thing of your PhD study journey? It seems to enjoy it. It's like you born to do that topic, don't you think?
Well, you need persistence.
Yeah.
You just do a certain number of pages each day. You know you've made some progress, even though you feel you're getting nowhere.
Yeah.
If you remember, you put one foot in front of the other, you've got to get to the top of the mountain. You mustn't do it.
And then you have all dictionary to support you.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
But there's still many words you don't fully understand.
Yeah. Those
Can't help
dictionary are so heavy and now you have online and stuff. Yeah. So that's very classic way to do it. Oh, right. Okay. And how was the day when you defended the thesis?
The Australian ambassador came down from The Hague to be there.
Wow, it's very special.
Yeah.
Were you nervous?
You might word.
No.
It's terrifying because
Yeah.
you've got a whole row of professors in
Yeah.
front of you.
How many?
Oh, about a dozen.
Yeah.
They take it in turns to ask
Oh,
questions.
Dylan.
Ze zeggen,
Wow.
meneer de kandidaat,
Wow.
op pagina 150 heeft u
Inderdaad.
geschreven?
Your thesis was written in what language?
English.
English. All right. But
the questions are all in Dutch.
wow. Okay.
But I took the liberty of answering in English.
Right. Okay. So that was okay then?
I managed.
Yeah, everyone speaks English. You
Oh,
know?
of course they do.
Yeah.
It's just the university tradition.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Wow.
So that examination
When we're no
takes,
fiction.
I think, an hour.
Right. That's
when,
long.
when the hour that is up, the pedel comes in with a big stick
Right.
at the main door.
And
It
make
says,
that sounds.
Dunk.
Yeah.
Hora est, he says. Means
What does that mean?
time is up.
Okay.
All in Latin.
Wow. And they're still doing that.
Absolutely.
My God.
Totally.
It's very different here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In Indonesia, it's trying to copy what's there.
That's the
That's
tradition.
Discovery. I
All
did.
your friends and relatives
Well,
sitting
not better
behind you
now.
where you can't see them.
Yeah.
You sit up by yourself,
Yeah.
but on either side you've got
Yeah.
paranimfen.
Very
That
scary.
is, say, your supporters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Peter Worsley was
Yeah.
one, Rosemary was the other.
Oh, wow. Gosh, what a day. And so you completed your PhD, and then what happened?
I had no job.
Oh, okay.
So Professor Teo kindly said, now listen, Ramos Utnola is in Jogja, and
He needs assistance.
he's writing a dictionary of old Javanese, but he's going rather slowly.
That's the one. Yeah. Yeah.
He needs some
Beautiful.
help.
Right.
We need
Yeah.
someone
To help him.
who knows some old Javanese and English
Right.
and has the time. Now,
You
if you
will.
agree,
Mhm.
I'll just get some funding for you. I'll put in an application to get. So I said, no, picks up the phone. Zeg Jan, ik heb een paar miljoen nodig. If you've got connections in The Hague, you can get the funding.
Oh my God.
So it was a project
Yeah.
with the Dutch government department for 3 years.
Right. Yeah.
And so
So off you went.
away we sailed. This time by plane.
Yeah.
I remember.
You and Rosemary?
Yes, together. I remember seeing the ground going away,
Oh my God.
taking off from
Were
Amsterdam.
Were you scared
I was-
flying?
No.
Okay.
I said, I'm not going back here ever.
Oh really?
I said,
You had enough.
goodbye.
Okay.
I'm fed up.
Oh right. Really?
Oh, my parents
Do you
came
remember
over
that
for the
feeling?
promotie as well.
Okay. Both your mum and dad.
Yes,
That
yes.
was nice.
I remember picking them up at Schiphol, saying, how awful they've got so old.
Mm.
Dad was passed out at Bangkok Airport.
Oh my God.
Gee,
That was a long flight.
terrible.
That
And he
was
wasn't
very
well
nice for
even
them
then.
too. Okay.
So we flew off to Indonesia and
Jakarta?
let me see, went to Bali.
Okay. What year was that again?
71,
70.
because Soetmulder was away.
Okay.
He wasn't in Jogja.
Yeah.
He was in somewhere or other
Right. Again.
again.
Uh,
So we went to
you
Bali to
did
fill in
alright.
time
Right.
for 6 months
In Bali?
in Bali.
6 months?
6 months. Lived in the village of Bedulu, which is in the Kabupaten
So the
Gianyar.
two of you were the first Australian.
No, not the first at all. I remember we landed at
Well,
Denpasar.
the more educated Australian tourists, not the Burgan one.
We landed in Denpasar
6 months, my
and I
God.
spoke to an American anthropologist.
Right.
I said, well, how did you feel when you arrived? He said, get me on the first plane out of here.
Oh my God. Hated it.
Yes, he hated it so much.
Okay.
So we had to find somewhere to live. And luckily had a contact, Pak Sukarto.
Sukarto. All the names are either Javanese or Dutch.
He's Javanese, he was.
Okay, Sukarto.
He was an archaeologist.
Right.
Got to know him in Leiden. He said, well, just come up to the Kantor Purbakala in the fields between Bedulu and Pejang,
Right.
and we'd be able to arrange something.
Bali was still beautiful, stunning.
It was good. It was good.
All right.
And so we stayed in the corner of the compound, a man called Iwayan Limba, who was a famous dancer
Right.
in the 30s.
Right.
We got a little hut in the corner, which was,
Did Rosemary enjoy Bali?
no, she was still unwell. And the
she was
food
sick
there is
for a
awful.
while. Yes.
The only way we'd get any food was to employ
Yeah.
a man with a Javanese
Very
wife
expensive.
who had some experience in cooking Javanese food, and their boys would carry the tray across the street for us to eat Balinese food.
No. Yeah.
No way.
And like,
But I did some very useful things there.
yeah.
I attended a Kakao recital group
Okay.
and recorded some of that. My first experience with the Arjuna Vivaha.
Right.
And we walked around the village and looked at the archaeological remains there, because that was a spot where the capital of Bali was before the Majapahit period.
Okay.
If you ask the people, they know exactly what was where.
Right.
So I wrote an article about
So
that with maps
the capital was there
of Bali,
before. Oh.
right in there in Bedulu, Bedahulu.
Bedulu.
Yes.
Okay.
And that
Why
was
did they
published in
move
the
it?
journal Archipel.
Okay.
Very nice little article. So by the time December came,
You had
we
to.
were ready to move to Jogja, and by the time Romulsut had arrived back,
Yeah.
we were ready to start. Had to find somewhere to live again, and contacted a family in the area called Kota Baru,
Yeah.
because they had a pavilion
Nice. Yeah.
next door to the old house, and and it seemed suitable to us, so we had to get it all painted inside. It was very dusty and dirty, nicely painted. And I adopted a little cat called Bumbu.
Bumbu,
Little
beautiful.
ginger little cat.
Bumbu.
He's a lively boy. He was.
Wow.
And,
You find the cat in...
we found it
How did you find it?
in some pondok in Bulak Sumur.
Right,
So I said, "Can we have this little cat?" He came running up to us, wanted to be fed.
right.
So I said, "Oh, take him away."
Okay.
So we did.
So you named the cat
Oh, you already had the name.
Bumbu.
Bumbu.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And to get to work,
Mm-hmm.
I had to go from Kota Baru across to Kemutiran,
Mm-hmm.
because Romasut was attached to the Gereja Kemutiran,
Yeah.
and he had a study there
Mm-hmm.
where he did his research,
Mm-hmm.
and he also gave lectures
Right.
for Gadamada students.
Mm-hmm. How did you travel in Jogja? Sepeda?
Well,
That
I said
Anggota
I
Award.
want to ride a bike,
Okay.
just like I did in Holland.
Sepeda Onda.
So I got a new bike.
Right.
I don't know how we found the money.
Wow.
And then a little man outside
Mm-hmm.
volunteered
Mm-hmm.
to be my bike man.
Right.
So he had the bike ready, polished and cleaned
Oh,
every
wow.
morning. Tyres pumped
Right. Wow. Beautiful.
in the morning. But Harjo was his name.
Uh-huh.
He never stole anything.
Mm.
He would also do other
Very trustworthy.
odd jobs.
Arjo, yeah. Cleaning
That-
up. Handyman.
Yes, a handyman.
Yeah.
If something dirty needed to be cleaned,
Yeah.
he'd come in with a
Uh,
shovel.
uh-huh.
And then we needed some help in the house because we didn't know where to go shopping.
What languages did you speak to him?
Indonesian.
Indonesian?
Mm.
Okay. Not Japanese?
No.
Okay.
He called me Sampian.
Okay, Sambaya. Right. Which is kaki. And what language did you speak to Romo?
English.
So, English?
Mm.
Not Dutch?
No.
Okay. Right.
His English was fine.
Okay.
And so we needed some help in the house.
Ah.
Now, Romo had an assistant
Mm.
in his study
Mm-hmm.
who typed out texts
Mm.
and went around the corner to buy
Yeah.
his tobacco
Yeah.
and to get his kerupuk
Uh-huh. Rempeyek.
and pear
Oh,
kacang.
gosh.
His name was Pak Kibat.
Pak Kibat.
And so we explained the problem.
K-I-B-A-T.
Yes.
Kibat.
We explained the problem. He said, well, I think I have a solution.
Mm.
How would it be
Uh-huh.
if my daughter
Uh-huh.
stayed with you and to help in the house
Uh-huh.
while going to school in Sleman?
Ah.
Uh,
What school? SMP? At that time?
I think it was SMP, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so we said, okay, that's
Yeah.
good, that's good. And then another proposal, she might be a bit lonely by herself.
Mm.
How would it be if she brings her younger sister down?
Okay.
Number 2 in the family.
So two. Uh-huh.
So that number 1 is Morgiati,
Mhm.
number 2 is Mariani.
Okay. Muciati and Mariani.
And they were very helpful.
Yeah.
They did the shopping at Pasar Lampuyangan
Uh-huh.
early in the morning, brought the vegetables back,
Yeah.
cooked, and then Moor would
Clean
jump
the
on the
house.
bus,
Mm.
go up to school,
Mm.
and Ma would just maybe wash the floor or something.
Mm.
And so that's the story.
Okay. Beautiful.